What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio. We are live on BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net. The triple threat is in the house, of course. I'm Stan Grubb and my tag team partners, Brian Taylor.
Hey, what's going on?
Rob Hefner.
What's happening?
And we are joined once again, first time in 2018, I think.
No.
Second time?
Second time.
Fast Eddie Lane. How you doing, buddy?
Wonderfully well, just trying to figure out if my follicle count is going down, why do they still charge me just as much to cut my hair?
You know, that's a great question. I don't have that problem, though, because I have...
Oh, there's a baby's butt.
It's lonely on that island.
Oh.
Build a boat.
What was that, sir?
Build a boat.
Ouch.
It'd have holes in it.
It's patchy.
So did Marianne's cut off shorts.
Wah, wah, wah. So, we got lots and lots of things to cover, tons of things to talk about. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble. Two of them. Count them, two. The men and women will indeed have a Royal Rumble, which, clocking the pay-per-view time, 6 hours, I think.
Probably.
Well, you got to think of the 2-hour vignette they're going to play leading up to it.
Well, I would have they extended the time?
Yes.
There, thank you, Ed. How long is it? 4 or 5?
4.
So normally Royal Rumble is a 3-hour event. It's going to be 4 hours this year. Count the pre-show, that's 5.
Or is the extra hour the pre-show?
No.
So if there's a pre-show, then yes, there's 5.
Wow.
No, because people who are intelligent will be listening to the Beyond Ringside Radio Network for the Beyond Ringside Live Royal Rumble pre-show.
What?
And that's what you call a shameless plug.
Yeah.
I
I had to do it.
Yeah, daddy.
But now, listen, that, and you two know this, it is nothing for us to sit there and watch 5 hours of wrestling. I don't know what y'all are freaking over, because there was a day, I'm pretty sure we watched 12 leading up to a WrestleMania.
We've done it.
And we watched every stinking second of it.
Oh, so you watched AWE Show of the Year 3?
No, we're talking like, the length of this card.
I know, you said...
It would be nothing for us to sit there.
You said 12 hours. That's about how long the show ran.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's a long show.
Did you at least take intermission?
1.
1?
And I was calling the action solo for the whole effing show.
Oh, my God. I hope you had a lot of alcohol. I mean, soda.
Both. But actually, it ran 5 hours.
Man.
Was it a good card, though?
Phenomenal. Oh Lord, one of the big matches on that show was Martin Stone, who a lot of WWE fans will know as Danny Burch.
The governor.
Yeah, with Zack Sabre Jr.
Wow.
Get that on tape?
They have it somewhere, but I've got my personal copy somewhere too that I got to go back and find.
Yeah, I may have to hit Mr. Wheeler up for that. That's a match I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, you should share the love with that one.
I can arrange that.
Love.
I actually was recorded on the Beyond Ringside hard cam, and I've got my personal copy of it. I'll upload it on the private. Hi, folks. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Glad to. No, I wouldn't just upload a match willy-nilly and put it on private for only us to see. Yes, I would.
That's my dog. Titus O'Neil got nothing on us. Oh my goodness. Hey, we got Raw 25 coming up this Monday. Tomorrow night, Raw 25. 25 years of Monday Night Raw.
Can you believe it?
Yeah. 1993 seems like an eternity ago when you consider all of the different events and happenings that have happened over the course of time. And we will talk about that ad nauseum because we've got the countdown list that they did through the network. Actually, interesting list. Some of the choices were pretty good. It's a bit of a surprise on some of them. We've got, we got the Mixed Match Challenge that first started last Tuesday. Talk about that matchup. And then, this coming Tuesday on SmackDown Live, 2/3 of the Triple Threat will be in attendance.
Sorry, Rob. Rob feels like he just got hit with a bag of Richards. Nope. Right in the face.
Special running by Sami Callihan.
Oh no. And of course that is another one. That's we talked a little bit about it last week where we heard the report that Eddie Edwards was injured badly at the hands of Sami Callihan. And a baseball bat shot that was heard around the world. I have not seen footage of it. I have seen photos, however. I'm not a big fan of Sami Callihan as it is, but there's really, how do you put this gently? There's really not a lot of room for that kind of an error. You've got to be so careful. Not that I think that he would truly try to maim Eddie Edwards, because I don't think that. But a shot like that, that's why WWE doesn't do shots to the head with the ball bat or the chair or the table. That's why you don't see a lot of color, because honest to God, those are the kinds of things that can not only hurt someone permanently but get them killed. And I'm glad that Eddie Edwards is okay. And again, I want to stress that as disappointed I was that it happened, I certainly don't think that Callihan would do that on purpose. I don't see him as that kind of performer.
I don't think he did it on purpose. I just don't think it was well thought out.
Right.
From start to finish, as in whoever come up with that crazy idea.
Right.
So let's put your head in a folding chair and then have somebody swing a baseball bat.
Right. And, I mean...
That's not thought out.
It's sad because it really reeks of desperation for Impact to try to get attention. Combat Zone does these kinds of things. I'm not a big hardcore match kind of guy, but Combat Zone does these things very well because they've done it for a long, long time. Impact isn't really known for hardcore or extreme style. They've had some shines of it, some highlights, but nothing like this. Rob, chair shots to the head. We know WWE says no. It's done. To me, this is an example of why it should not go on anymore, pretty much anywhere.
Well, I mean, it shows you that even the professionals can't get it right.
Right.
When they need to. So when you see this happening, more precautions have to be taken with anything. It reminds me of watching it. Reminded me of the Ric Flair cage shot.
Yeah.
Where they put Ric Flair's head in the cage and shut the door.
Not just shut it, but slammed it.
Yeah, and you're just like, how did that not?
Yeah, I mean, you want to protect the industry as much as possible at all costs. And I remember that when we watched Flair with his head just get slammed in the cage, there was no stopper, there was no nothing. It was a shot to the head with a piece of steel, galvanized steel, on that door that hit him right square in the temple. And all of us were like, that's too far.
Well, I mean, I think we had a problem with the wrestling business there a couple years ago that everybody's trying to outdo everybody.
Right.
When the extreme thing was the popular thing.
Right.
And when, the cage just wasn't high enough, the thrill wasn't big enough, the blood wasn't enough, and what happened is we got to a point where who cares?
Yeah.
It got to the point like now with the Hell in the Cell. Like when you watch the Hell in the Cell, eventually at some point somebody's going to the top of the Hell in the Cell.
Right, and most likely it's going through a table.
It's like, oh, wait a minute, now how are they going to come down?
Right.
Do they come down into a big back, like the random back truck of dirt mulch that backed up to the ring?
Yep.
Do they go down to the broadcast table with the air mattress under it that we're not supposed to see? You know, but
Yeah, I hope they don't do that
Like-
anymore. That wasn't a good look.
Yeah, but it's just a bad angle. If they filmed it from another angle,
We
probably
would've never
would never
known.
known.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. If we're seeing it through the cage, we would have never known.
Right.
but it's just, you know,
Or
like
from
if
ringside, we
Impact
would've seen
hits, if they hit the man with the chair and they fail like that and he gets hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and if they don't acknowledge it and say, hey, you know what? And I think they are, but like, what's next?
Right.
I mean, Impact is struggling to get people to view. So are they going to get to the point where they're like, hey, we're getting attention from weird crap like this?
Right.
You know?
Well, and then there's also the thing you have to point out with Impact is there's like a mass exodus of talent right now. Lashley, gone. EC3, gone.
Yeah, but
I mean, there's a lot of talent walking out.
is it necessarily an exodus, or is it maybe them not re-signing those talents? Because we're not there.
That's true.
Know.
We don't really know that.
Because Impact could be using it as a way to cut costs.
Mhm.
Because if you look at Lashley, I'm sure he was at the top of the pay scale. James Storm.
Yeah.
I'm definitely sure EC3 was there because he carried the company along with like Storm the last few years.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was making a pretty penny. So if you move to Canada to cut costs, why not clear talent as well? And then you go find the untapped talent off the indies and try and, you know, create new stars, what
Yeah.
they did to begin with.
Well, we know that the regime has changed hands yet again. Scott D'Amore and Don Callis are now basically running the show in the back, in Impact. So there's a
Does
regime.
that mean I won't see Callis on ROH?
Yeah, I guess that would mean he's done there. I mean, there's positives of that though, because he was a huge part of a lot of stars that we see today. Chris Jericho, to really point out one of the biggest. So we know that these guys know wrestling. D'Amore, we know that he knows wrestling. He's very well known and very famous in Canada. He's done a lot with TNA in the past. That was Ed Ferrara.
Oh, wrong guy.
Chair! You know, with what we've seen in wrestling, I mean, years back, I think it was 2011, there was a company called the Urban Wrestling Federation. Murder One was one of their competitors. This company, remember the joke we had, the running gag we had for years, just before we ever did Corner to Corner, was eventually they're going to do a legit death match and someone's going to have to die because it's just how everything was escalating. Well, to your point, Rob, in the Urban Wrestling Federation, this threw me for a loop. The Urban Wrestling Federation did a skit or a segment where a guy got capped point blank in the head. They killed a man on a pay-per-view. And to me, that was the death of hardcore wrestling. That was my immediate, I'm done, no more hardcore, I'm good. Because that guy can never come back to your promotion. He can never be there. It would never, ever make sense to have that person ever be under contract ever again.
I agree. But you know, I'm glad they're taming it down. As entertaining and as weird and wild and wacky that ECW was the first time you ever watched it.
Yeah.
The original ECW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, truly extreme, not the WWE watered down version. That just simply captivated you to watch. But based off of that, everybody had to slowly tweak and tweak and tweak. And if you look at like the ladder matches in the WWE, and the ladders would be 20 feet high, and they'd come through 5 tables. Eventually somebody had to pay dearly for it.
And that's the only thing you have left. I mean, once you've killed someone on your show, that would be the end of that. I mean, that you got nothing else. Of course, you know, these guys can't come back. They can't do a bad promo. They can't break kayfabe and break character. But if they see them on another televised product, you got shot in the head. You're not supposed to be.
Well, it's like
you got to retire. You don't even get a chance to get back in the ring.
It's just like the age-old soap opera thing. You know, they always have the villains on the shows, and they drop them into a bit of, you know, sharks.
A bit.
Well, then,
Right,
You mean
right.
that?
then like
With
how they
freaking laser
survive?
beams.
You know, like how they survive. But then it's like in wrestling. Oh, wait a minute. We're gonna take you outside the dome.
Right.
Shane McMahon's gonna fight Daniel Bryan on the top of the Superdome. You know, like
The Silverdome, brother.
Didn't Hogan push a truck with the
Yes!
giant off of the top
Halloween
of the building?
Havoc 95. Hogan
and what was the
giant-
truck doing there?
Monster trucks at the roof of the
Who?
building.
Who got that parking pass that
How
they
do
had
you
to
get-
park on the top of?
How do you get a truck that high? How do you what kind of a
And you own a monster truck. Those things are that expensive. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, we need to borrow your truck for the night.
Oh, and by the way, we're going to crane it up to the top of Kobo Hall.
Yeah, we're pushing it off.
And we're going to do a segment where Paul White gets thrown from the roof of the building, but he's going to win the title
It's
later on,
like-
so don't
and-
you
and
worry.
let's tie it into these days. Like, okay, you've already had Braun
Right.
flip an ambulance
Yep.
and an 18-wheeler.
And
Right.
Chuck Michael Cole
And
like
he-
a lawn dart.
Well, don't forget, he was trapped inside of a garbage truck.
And
That guy
squash.
But he can't beat Brock Lesnar for the title. Wait a minute. The man can survive a trash compactor. He can flip 18-wheelers, but he can't beat that dude.
So,
He's just a tougher guy, man. It's, everybody's got that one guy.
Oh, he's this kryptonite.
so let's talk about the 18-wheeler for a second, right? So what was the one thing he flipped where you could see the braces on the back?
The
of
The
the
ambulance. The ambulance, yeah.
I didn't see the braces on the track, and I know he did not legit flip that thing.
Maybe they
There's
had
no
Mark
way.
Henry off camera pulling
But-
it from the other
Yeah.
guy.
Do you think they learned from
The
it?
whole NXT roster's in green screen suits.
Do you think they learned from it? Like, oh, we got
Yeah.
caught last time.
Gotta shoot
Let's
it different,
figure out
yeah.
how to shoot it different.
That's got to be hard to do.
And you know what I feel sorry for is the arena staff. Because not only do you have wrestling there, but you got to, like you're sitting there going, all right, we've got basketball tomorrow. We got to flip this. We got to flip the whole building. Oh, now we got to wait for them to flip back this 18-wheeler.
And get it out of there.
No. Listen, something tells me that the WWE had no part of flipping it back up.
right. Oh, we're done here.
Yeah, we're done.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Thanks. See ya.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Good night.
We did pay for the insurance, and it's a union building, so you're flipping it.
Yeah, because I mean, you
Vince
can,
in his limo giving the finger on the way out.
I mean, you
God
can
love
almost
you,
tell. You can almost tell where they like stop the footage. When it kind of skits off and stops. That there's a slight little variance in the film, so they swap trucks.
Right.
And the one they probably put in has no engine and
yeah. It's
just a
just a
frame.
shell. Yeah.
But still,
I mean, that still
know,
had to
that's-
be 200-300 pounds, even if it's just a shell of aluminum,
yeah.
at least, because of that
But
size.
just think, like, all right, there's got to be an office at the WWE headquarters in Stamford, right?
Mhm.
Of people who pay bills. And they, wait a minute. We have bought, over the years, 37 limousines.
That we've blown up around.
Like, we've replaced windows, and we bought an ambulance.
And we need to place another order for 37 caskets because the Undertaker's coming back.
I know.
Yeah, but I want
Is that not the creepiest part of the warehouse? The guy probably walks really fast through there. Like, all right, and these are the
I think though, if I ever got a job, I want that back corner office where the Doink the Clowns come out of, and the Undertaker, and all the crazy gimmicks walk out of, and I can be like, yes, let's flip an 18-wheeler.
Brian's that guy in production meeting with Vince. That's a great idea, sir. Yes.
No, Vince. Listen, Vince. Oh, him throwing a moped 100 yards is too small. Too small. Think big. 18-wheeler.
him pushing the guy out. Him pushing the gurney and the guy strapped to the gurney.
right. And Vince is like, damn, pal, that's a great idea. I'm glad I thought of it.
Hey, Braun. Me and Vince, we talk. We want to get you in a real garbage truck. And it's going to close you in, kid.
No, we're not going to clean it. No.
It's going to close you. And you're going to sit there until we can safely move it.
We're going to pretend.
Lights out.
It's been for 2 weeks. You've been trapped in this truck.
But it's going to come back really clean.
And oh, by the way, you have no open wounds. We are not paying for
And a different color.
Yeah, right.
What do you think about that, bro?
Threw you in a red one, but we're going to bring you back in an orange one.
And you're coming back like the Terminator. Yeah.
He's going to go over like gangbusters. Oh, and by the way, at the Royal Rumble, when you face Brock, you're going to lose.
And
Oh, by the way, don't forget to make Roman look strong.
He's not even in the match to make him look strong.
Sell Roman's finisher.
Right? Superman punch.
How funny would that be if they called the Superman punch and Roman's like up at the announce table and throws the Superman punch.
like I got a Street Fighter. Hadouken!
Did you see the video of India and AJ Styles?
Yes,
and
that stunner.
Oh, that was funny. Where he who did this? Somebody did that though.
Rock did it.
They sold the stunner so well they
Over the
did
top
it
rope,
like
yep.
a second one.
But I mean, come on now. Like,
That's the Rusev we love.
Yeah, I
The
like that.
charisma, funny
but
guy.
on top of the whole Braun thing, all right, Braun, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, but you can't do this. And oh, by the way, we've all of a sudden made Kane invincible again.
Right, magically.
Like, forget the whole corporate game. Forget the guy who had to go find his smile or his mask or his hair. He's unbeatable.
Or forget the fact that he ran for mayor. No, he's not in politics.
Did he win?
He's the devil's favorite demon, damn it.
Did he win? Or did he lose?
I believe he
Honest.
won.
That's what I thought, dude. How the hell is he on TV?
Oh,
If you're
sorry,
the
Eddie.
mayor of my town.
Hold up, Eddie says he lost. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, if you won and you're the mayor of my town, I don't want to see your butt in a costume on TV.
Ever.
I want you at City Hall taking care of business.
Well, it's shut down. He can go to wherever. Once it's Kane.
That's rule number one. No politics
way
on
to
corner
go,
to corner.
I was insane. But then, let's go. Like, I was watching it last week, right? Raw. And my son pointed out, he goes, look, he's going through the cage. And why do they have a grappling hook? Like, who carries one around with them?
Yeah, but
That was amazing. I'm like, so he throws away the brick and the chair with the grappling hook.
And then we're like, what's he going to do? And then, let's pull it down, all right? And so, oh my God, Brock's hurt. Let's put him on an ambulance. Let's take him. Kane, go do your own self.
right. You're screwed.
Call yourself to the back, get craft service, and have a good night.
Wow. That's craziness.
This is the craziness that is corner to corner on any given night.
Let me just throw this out there, though. Stan brought it up. 2/3 of us will be in D.C.
Woo!
for SmackDown on Tuesday. This guy is walking away with a Rusev Day t-shirt.
It's Rusev Day. That's all you're gonna get. I'm sorry, I don't do that very often.
And Stan pointed out that's why we love Rusev. And I never thought
That is the Rusev we love.
Yeah, and never in a million years.
No.
I mean, I like the guy in the old
Nah, I hate it.
gimmick. They could have done stuff with him, and they failed. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
Right.
But now it's like, dude, this guy's funny. This guy's legit funny.
When they did the thing with Cena with him at WrestleMania and it put Cena over, I didn't have a problem with him losing. I had a problem with the fact that he never rebounded. Like there was never now he's mad because he lost the belt. It was just, and Rusev gets a rematch and loses there too. Haha. Going on.
That's WWE booking.
Very true. Very true.
Again,
Hey,
just like
that's
the
our good
conversation-
pal Vince.
Yeah, just like the conversation we had on the corner chat.
Yeah.
They catch that hot flame, and then as soon as it starts to dwindle, they don't let the fans blow it out.
No, they
They
don't.
blow it out.
Done. They're the asshole that sits there, spits on their finger, goes right over top of the flame, right in front of everybody.
Oh,
you're done.
By the way, Rusev, we did this to LOD. Doink. 2025. Oh no, you can keep your music. We're just going to jazz it up a little bit.
It's Rusev Day.
Oh,
Rusev Day.
way to go.
Okay, wait a
This is
second.
going to prove our point
no.
come Tuesday
I've jinxed
when
him.
we get ripped off.
Rusev, I am
Rusev
so
in the
sorry.
news.
On behalf of all wrestling fans all over the
And we're
world.
taking Lana away from you, and we're putting you with Aiden English.
Well, they already did that. Oh,
Yeah.
awkward.
Imagine how that meeting went in the back. All right, you don't get to
No, not your wife. You're not traveling together anymore.
You don't get to spend your time with your wife anymore. It's you get to spend time with Aiden English because his partner had a big mouth and had to go. Like,
Yeah, but they're still on the same show, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, they're on SmackDown, so I'm sure they're still, riding.
Yeah, it's not like you see her all that often.
But then you got to think, okay,
Ravishing.
you're thinking about the Miss Smack Challenge, okay?
Say it right.
The Miss.
That's fast.
But if you're anybody, why would you not be pissed if you're Mickie James and they have put Lana and Alicia Fox in tag teams and you're still like, hello.
Yeah, right.
I'm here.
Like,
hello.
Legit Hall of Famer, and you're not in this. No, go home. You're
We
good.
brought you back to do nothing.
This is because your husband said no, and now he wants to wrestle for the NWA. You're out of here.
Well, I don't know if I'd say nothing. I think eventually she'll probably get a run. Because isn't she, tied or close to it or something?
I think she's tied with Trish for title.
I want to say she's tied, too.
I'll have to check that out. I'm not positive, but I think she's tied title reign-wise. She's due. I mean, I could see her beating Charlotte or Alexa and having a few weeks.
I could see her being the one that Asuka faced because their match in NXT was great.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because I personally don't think that Alexa could I don't think she's on the Asuka level.
Oh, man, see, that's tough. Alexa is a bona fide star. I agree. I can see your point.
But to save heat
Man,
with
that's
WWE,
Yeah.
you can't have Alexa Bliss lose to Asuka.
That's true. You'd have to do a DQ or something.
You have to have somebody that can take the hit,
Right.
and it doesn't matter.
That's where Nia Jax
Yeah.
So, I think both of them have such heat, good and bad, that you could have Asuka win cleanly, and it's not going to hurt Alexa at all, especially if you allow her to keep up with Asuka to a point.
Right.
And actually wrestle and put on a good match.
It's going to be a true testament to how Alexa performs. If they stretch this to Mania, which is how it really looks that they're doing, if they stretch this to Mania, Asuka's not going to lose at Mania. At least I don't see that happening. Although, that's the biggest stage. If it's going to happen, I think it could happen there. But Alexa's not going to be the one that does it.
I think you could have Asuka lose at Mania if she has a title. If she has no title, it's pointless to have her lose a title match.
Right.
Not, without the title. To me, it would be bigger story. She's the champ. She's held it for whatever. She's about to, she's doing what she did in NXT, and then somebody comes along and takes her from her.
Hey, we got our first, first break of the evening. Here, we're going to go ahead and go to break. And when we come back, we'll talk about, we'll go ahead and dive into Raw 25 first. We'll go through the upcoming tomorrow night's big show. Lots of guest appearances.
Really big show.
Really big show.
Really big show.
Stick with us. It's going to be huge. Stick with us right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, prowreslingradio.net. We'll be right back with you.
What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
If you really want to get raw on Monday nights, tune into the Beyond Ringside Radio Network at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central Time for the Midnight Black Mass Podcast. Myself, the Reverend Dan the Dragon Wilson, along with the Strong Style Psycho Tank and Andrew Alexander, bring you a truly blood-curdling experience. Uncensored, uncut, and only on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
The To Be Determined Show, live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on this very radio station, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis, and my producer extraordinaire, Fast Eddie Lane.
That'd be me over here.
My co-host, Joshua O'Hagan.
Kitty got claws. Meow.
My much better half, Angie Nemesis.
Come join the madness.
This is not safe for work. This is your warning. Parental advisory. If you have any kind of heart defects, make sure you listen because they will take effect when we go live. I promise you that. For everything outside of wrestling and a little bit of wrestling and hardcore to the bone, we are the To Be Determined Show.
Howdy, friends. It's the Magic City Motormouth Fast Eddie Lane with your invitation to join me, Mark Mabo Bowman, and Brooks Logan Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Find us on BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, and a whole lot more. Once again, that's Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
So united?
Welcome back to Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio right here on the Beyond
Yes,
Ringside
that's what I'm doing.
Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net. Whew, first break is done.
Well, we're staying tonight.
It's high time we talk about Raw 25. If I can pull Brian and Rob away from their conversation here.
Hey,
It's not about you.
that's right.
I'm so
You're
sorry.
not the host.
Excuse me.
You're not the host or anything.
Sorry to interrupt.
I mean, this
Proceed.
is the triple threat of internet radio. I mean, wrestling radio. So it's not just Stan.
Yeah, we figured that lie
But
out
it's-
a long time ago.
But damn it.
Hey, just so you know, my name's Stan, and I'm in charge here. No.
And my co-host, the other people are here tonight too.
Other guys.
Let's say hi to Brian.
Let me tell you something. Before Corner to Corner
I
got
say hi to
started,
Rob.
Stan was other guy for about 5 years. So
So you're
it
other guy
happened.
than us because now you feel like the big man
It's a little vengeance.
Yeah.
because you're sitting in a chair.
It's a little passive aggressive vengeance.
Well, you know, I grab your leg and be sitting on the floor with us.
That's great.
Please don't grab
All right.
Bunch
Let's
of
get
cankles.
back to us.
it. Raw 25.
Raw 25.
25.
So
Do you have a list of the 25?
if you'll bear with me, I'll pull that list up right now.
And all right, so when we do this, are we going into like you say 25 was this, and then each one gets an opinion, or do we agree it should be on the list?
Agree or disagree that it should be on the list. We'll do that.
And then we'll talk about the big ones.
Yeah. All right, here we go. As I
Rob,
pull up the
get
list.
the game.
Get in the game, Rob.
Stop looking up my shorts. What are you blind for? You've been staring up them for an hour.
There ain't nothing up there.
Oh, look, right there.
I ain't doing it. Computer screen is my friend. Well, since the list isn't pulling up very quickly,
You ever seen them?
let's talk about some of the guests that will be arriving at Raw. We know that Chris Jericho has been advertised for arriving at Raw.
Ric Flair's in New York.
Ric Flair,
When did they announce Jericho?
he's been announced on their website since a couple weeks ago.
Huh.
I get
Shawn
the
Michaels. Hall and Nash.
Nash is canceled because of a surgery. However, Hall will be there. Christian will be there. Edge will not be there. Bret Hart will not be there. No mention, by the way, of Hulk Hogan.
They wouldn't mention it because listen, when I am plays everybody
That
in
place
the
is gonna
entire
pop.
world. Not just you'll hear it
You'll
throughout
feel
the
it. Yeah.
entire.
You'll feel it. Your brain will swell because of the.
Yeah. And I'm not a Hogan fan, but that would
It's
give
a
me the
moment.
pop.
Yeah, it's a
that would
moment.
give me the
And especially if you're there live, it's an even bigger moment. Here's the list so far. And this is a pretty cool list. MVP confirmed.
Wow.
Let's hear it for MVP coming back. I like
Good for
MVP.
him.
William Regal will be in attendance. Howard Finkel, Harvey Whippleman, the coach, Jonathan Coachman, Lillian Garcia, of course, AJ Styles, Charlotte Flair, The New Day. Pretty much all of pretty much all of SmackDown is going to be at
Really?
Raw. Let's see here. We've got confirmed Jeff Hardy will be there. Mark Henry will be there. Hey, big rumor going around right now that Mark Henry is retired. Mark Henry has come out and said no, he is not retired.
Well, that's what happens when you listen to Internet Mark.
Yeah, that is
Dan, listen
correct,
to
sir.
that guy again.
Damn it.
That guy
Jacqueline will be there. Trish Stratus will be there. Oh, that's cool. Michelle McCool, Tori Wilson, Kelly Kelly, Terry Runnels, Maria Kanellis, Eric Bischoff will be there. Gene Okerlund, Sergeant Slaughter, the Godfather, the Boogeyman, and Brian's favorite wrestler.
Who that is?
Oh, yeah. Brother
Venus?
Love.
I love you.
Teddy Long, John Laurinaitis, Ted DiBiase, X-Pac, Stone Cold
Isn't
Steve
the Undertaker?
Austin. Undertaker will indeed be there. The APA, the Dudleys, the Bella Twins, New Age Outlaws. Of course, we said Scott Hall a little bit earlier. John Cena will be there. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler will be at the commentary desk.
Yes.
And everybody else is the
No more
normally
Michael
signed
Cole.
talent. Brock Lesnar, of course, will be there. And why not? It's the go-home show as well for the Royal Rumble.
No, I think money says that the second Hall of Fame is the Dudley Boys, and they'll be the first ones to actually do it. Get that nod in person.
I think that makes sense because Bully Ray recently retiring. I think that's cool that he's deserving of that nod. Of course, the Dudleys together are as well. I still, and I'm sure you guys agree, I'm still in the camp that thinks Bully Ray would have been huge in WWE.
Oh, Bully Ray would have been massive, especially if done correctly, and you let him go on a tear, even for
Right.
6 months to a year. It wouldn't have hurt nothing. Maybe give him the world title run for a little bit and have him come off of him.
Right.
I thought it was a great evolution when he went Bully Ray.
And kind of keeping with the era of the Dudleys, I did pull up the list of the top 25 moments for Monday Night Raw. Number 25 was the Dudley Boys putting Mae Young through the table, March 13th, 2000.
Number 25.
I got to say I agree that it belongs on the list. 25 might actually be a little low for that moment.
I don't know if putting an
old woman through a
old
table.
woman through a table. I mean, this isn't like ECW and Beulah.
Right.
Where supposedly you had a broke neck and
Yeah,
was gone. I mean, Mae Young continued to show up afterwards.
Here's a good one. The 1-2-3 Kid upsets Razor Ramon May 17, 1993. I definitely agree it belongs on the list.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
And I think it's a huge moment. I probably would have put it further, but let's see. Number 23. Vince McMahon introduces Eric Bischoff as the Raw General Manager, July 15, 2002.
Higher.
Definitely higher. I agree with you there, Rob. What do you think?
Higher.
Higher?
Higher.
Yeah, maybe. Go ahead, Eddie.
I asked this question on the 5:30 show today, and I would like to get your input on this.
All right.
For as much as I agree that Bischoff's introduction should be a little bit higher on the list, a glaring omission is the night that they had the big three in the ring at the same time, doing the final push for ECW's One Night Stand, Vince McMahon, Eric Bischoff, and Paul Heyman.
That, as moments go in wrestling history, I can't disagree with you. Especially as we go through this list, seeing some of the ones that made it instead. You're onto something, I think. Because number 22 is Shane McMahon takes over WCW Nitro.
That should have been a lot higher.
That's top
10.
5.
Or you say top 5? I say top 10 if nothing else.
10.
Mike Tyson at number 21 faces off with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think
Higher.
that belongs in the top 5.
Higher.
Number 20, here's another one that definitely I think belongs on the list, but I think belongs way higher. This Is Your Life, Rock, Mankind and The Rock from 1999. That's at number 20 out of 25 moments. That's a top 5 moment for Monday Night Raw because it was the highest rating generated for Raw at that time. It set records with that segment. And it was
Didn't that lead into the Rock and Sock connection?
That was, That was at the right at the birth of the Rock and Sock connection. That was right as they were really getting some momentum going. Number 19. This one I didn't understand how. And again, they claim that this is the WWE fans that voted this.
Yeah, that's what we've been told all these years. Really?
Yeah,
it's three guys at the producer's house saying, "All right, we got to come up with a 25 left."
Yeah, well, I mean, look at all the times they've done it to us live on TV.
Right.
The fan vote, and
it's a dance off.
Yeah, it's a dance off.
Yeah, Diva dance off.
Yeah,
or...
and you've got like Trish Stratus and Sable. It would be
right.
Oh, we're doing a dance off. And Bra and Panties is sitting right there.
Right.
Bull.
Hello.
Bull.
Number 19. Test and his wedding to Stephanie McMahon, and it being interrupted by Triple H, who then announces he has married Stephanie.
Maybe if you reworded it to Triple H secretly married to Stephanie, yes. Any involvement of Test, no.
The way they titled it is Wedding Crashing Game. I agree it's a big moment in WWF Raw or Monday Night Raw history, but I don't know that it belongs in the top 25.
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
What do you think, Rob?
Maybe the segment of Triple H marrying her after drugging her, maybe.
Right.
But
because that's always great. Let's just say I drugged her. Yeah,
but we all know she did.
Number 18, the Festival of Friendship, February 13, 2017.
No. Gone.
Yeah, I don't think
that...
It was funny, but not a big moment. Not a big moment.
You saw what was coming the whole time.
Right. Good moment, though. Can't disagree with that. Silence is deafening. Triple H interrupts The Undertaker return to set up their WrestleMania match.
No.
That was dumb. Actually, I hated that. I'm like, say something, do something. Don't just stare at each other.
If you have to, if you were dead set on including people, just for the sake of including them, I'm sure you could have gotten a better angle out of both of them and put them somewhere else on the list. I watched it.
Well, if you're going
one looks,
the other one
looks.
Like a Zodian's WrestleMania.
If you're going to include The Undertaker, a better angle for that would have been the one he did right before last year's Royal Rumble, where he said, "I'm back."
Yeah.
And I'm digging 39 holes for 39 souls.
No,
right.
I wouldn't even include that one. Because he didn't do nothing.
What I'm saying is that was better than that crap we saw.
Yeah, better.
I think, honestly, the Ministry stringing up Austin, that is a better moment than the silent stare down.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate problem, and I would dare say for every WWE fan that's been around for 25 years, is through the course of 25 stinking years and however many thousands of episodes and hours that we have I don't remember missing but maybe a handful of these things. 2 hours, 3 hours, tape, live, whatever. A lot of it is lost to history. And very few people that have been through this ride or actually have the ability to say, oh, yes, on the third episode of Raw,
right,
this occurred. So a lot of it is lost, a true historian to go find. And that's where you get some of this.
Well, I think you nailed it on the head when you talked about it. I think they're just trying to hit the highlights of the people that are actually going to be at the 25, so they can do what WWE does. Is they can be like, it's The Undertaker. Remember the top 25, number 13 was bam, The Undertaker.
Right.
Yeah,
and fans voted.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure there weren't enough fans to put that at what number?
That was
16.
Oh, 16. I'm sure there were not enough fans voting that remembered The Undertaker.
It was the
and
interns.
the WrestleMania stare down sign with Triple H.
It was the interns in the ball pit, in the bullpen, because they were given 25 examples and let's fit them on the board 25.
Right. Eddie, I'm sure you got a thought there.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
all right, Percy Pringle.
Oh, no, that would be more like, oh, yes. Okay, sorry, can't.
Oh, I was doing Macho Man.
He was doing. I thought he was doing Percy Pringle.
No,
he's doing Percy Pringle.
I'm not doing Percy Pringle.
How come when you hear that, Stan went to Percy Pringle when the rest of the world went to the Rent Macho Man.
No,
There
because
you go.
Paul Bearer.
but I thought that was never mind.
Yeah,
No.
he was doing
Okay.
Paul Bearer.
No, but he said Percy Pringle.
Oh yeah.
He didn't say Paul Bearer. He could have.
It's the same guy.
He could have made some cool points by saying Paul Bearer, but he went Percy Pringle.
All right,
Eddie,
let-
what'd you got?
Okay.
let-
In
let
the in
Save
the
me, roasting me here.
in the words of Charles Emerson Winchester from MASH, gentlemen, that's it for that one. They did something that night that you very rarely ever see.
Bore me
With-
to tears.
Maybe change the channel.
Make you think.
Make me miss the Westminster Kennel Club show.
I will shoot you.
Hey, remember when?
Let me-
Remember when that would preempt
Yes.
Raw?
And they would
Yes.
make fun of it. The bitches are back.
Yep.
Time for the Westminster Kennel Club.
Let me give you this one to consider. For the times that Raw has persevered through writer strikes, for the time that we have persevered through really crappy promos,
Looking at you, Triple H.
for the times that we have sat back going, what in the hell is going on in the writer's room?
Yeah, Eugene.
There you go.
Who?
Eugene.
You have a moment.
No, it was a great character.
You have a. It was. You
That
have
was
a.
a Nitro character, wasn't it?
No.
No, he was
Eric-
That was
WWE.
Bischoff's nephew.
Bischoff's nephew, yeah. You have a moment in time where Undertaker does the full entrance, comes out to the ring.
I gotta tell you, it's WWE.
We got a debate going on here. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to it. It's corner to corner. That's what we do. From there, just as Taker's getting ready to address, Hunter comes out. Stare down. Nose to nose, face to face. You don't know if a punch is about to be thrown or what, because remember, this was the year after Taker retired Shawn.
And see, right away, I'm inclined to skip right past that because you have just insulted me right here on the air.
What?
By saying Undertaker retired.
Don't you say it.
Undertaker
That toy is gone.
Undertaker won the match where Shawn Michaels put up his career. There.
That's son of a.
It's a point.
Now,
Hate you, Taker.
continuing on. The one thing that we're always worried about is the promo. This moment in time did something that a lot of people can't do, and that's send a message to the writer's room. They conveyed the point in a very poignant manner without even saying a word. Because remember, there's more to that bit than just what you saw on WWE.com or on the televised special on USA Network. It went for a good 3 or 4 minutes after that because remember, Taker basically blew off Hunter. And Hunter was like, yanked him back and said, Mania. It looked at the sign. But see,
But if it's not on the list and we asked you to pick 25 moments, would you put it on your 25?
on Monday Night Raw, it'd probably be the showdown between the Shield and the Wyatt family that had no words whatsoever.
Thank you, because the crowd was ridiculous over. Whereas Triple H and the Undertaker staring at each other, the crowd was like, "Cool, it's the Undertaker. He ain't said, he ain't done nothing."
Oh, Stan got the first one.
Wow,
and then
that's rare.
And then it's
Stan
Triple
got
H. It's Triple H.
You dropped the B word too.
He did a crotch chop, and then he didn't do anything. It was very disappointing, just like
Moving
my last
on.
marriage.
Just like the bit, lost in time.
Okay. Next on number 15, Bedpan McMahon. Austin
That was pretty
attacks
good.
him,
Yes.
and also the introduction to Mr. Sacco.
Top 10.
And the return of Yerpel.
And don't forget about
it's Yerpel, Mr. Sacco. Number 14, Shane O'Mac is back, February 25th, 2016. Awesome
I'll
moment,
give that.
electric moment, but
I'll
Top
put it in the
25,
top
not
25.
not
not close to the top 10.
20 to 25.
yeah, somewhere in that. I
Maybe
think.
you flip that and Shane buys Nitro.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that-
because
yeah, that's good.
that was a huge moment in wrestling. Period.
Period.
I mean, that ended the Monday Night War.
Yes, that was.
Well,
the
not
end.
just that, but I don't think that had ever been done before.
right.
That
Right.
somebody literally buys him out and then on TV says, "Hey, you now work for me."
This one's another one that I didn't understand how it got on the list in general. Charismatic Swanton Bomb, January 14, 2008. Jeff Hardy jumps from the scaffolding off the Tron with the Swanton under Randy Orton. Yes, it was a cool moment. I liked it. But, I mean, when we're talking over 25 years of moments with Raw.
But I just told you they're probably hand-picking certain ones. And just like Rob said,
to build up for the
they've got a list of 25, and it's their job to be like,
fit them on the board.
At number 11, bye, Yerple.
Because they probably said, all right, this one's number 1.
Right.
You know, the producer probably said, this one's number 1, and this one's this, and this, fit the rest in.
Yeah, after 5 or 10, they're like, y'all do it. We're out.
Number 12, I definitely agree on this one. DX invades WCW, April 27, 1998.
Higher. That has to be a top 5 moment.
That should be right under Vince buying WCW.
I agree.
Because it's like, we invaded, and we bought you.
And Eric Bischoff still to this day kicks himself. He's always said he should have opened the door.
Yeah,
he should have let him in.
He would have literally destroyed the WWE.
Yeah, because you can't.
Because you could have not only that, but you could have walked them.
Yeah,
all the way down and just told your announcers, "Look, this is what's going on in the back.
Yep.
They are in the building. We have a camera on them. When we flash to it, you preach that they've jumped ship.
Yep.
They now work for us.
Yep.
They have Father Hall and Nash and Hogan. They work for us.
Yep.
Because once they got in the building, I guarantee you, all of them would have been like, "What do we do?
No.
What do we do?"
Agree.
No.
I think you're right.
No, I'll lay money. You could have conned them all the way down
to the ring?
into the ring. Because you know as well as I do, the egos in that Jeep, they'd have been like, oh, crap, we're in.
Well,
we've got WWE cameras. Well, no, fellas.
Oh, the cameras
You're
aren't
not allowed
in.
to bring the cameras in. Well, feel free.
Yeah.
Come on.
And
let's go.
But see,
Follow us.
to that point, I think Rob's right, because the moment they're told, your cameras can't come, Triple H and X-Pac, because Triple H at that time was still business savvy, he'd have been like, well, this isn't going to work.
No. The ego, I'm telling you.
You think it would have overridden it?
It would have overridden them so bad.
I mean, I agree. It would have changed the tide.
Hey, Triple H, here's the door. Come on in.
Wow.
Come on, invade us.
Have Bischoff hug him. Big smile. Boom! Big hug right there on Monday
because
night.
It's the same thing when we fast forward
25
years. It's the same thing that Vince should have done.
Right.
When the Bullet Club was at the door.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because then if they would have, Eric Bischoff back then would have said, hey, come in. Then it's up to them to stick in character and say, yes, let's go in.
Right.
Or do they go, crap, no.
We're screwed.
Then you have nothing.
As far as the cameras go, I'll lay money that the moment they stepped in, Vince would have killed the feeds.
Oh, yeah. He'd have killed the truck.
He would have killed the truck.
Yeah.
So they would have been left to their own devices.
And everybody changes to Nitro. That's true.
Yes.
Very true.
Not only that, but then if they don't go to the ring, they get punked out.
Right.
Ego kicks in, especially with Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
No. We can't do no wrong here.
We're going to the ring.
We're going to the ring. And as soon as it come through the curtain, whatever, Tony Schiavone and whoever else. Oh my God, we've been invaded again. And you just do exactly what you did for Hall and Nash.
Yep.
Oh,
and you
wait a second.
Call them by name. Degeneration has arrived.
Wait a second.
Because you'll survive that soon.
Well, not only that, but wait. Is this Bischoff's plan to fight the NWO?
Oh, wow.
They couldn't be on air TV unless they worked for us.
And you'd survive that suit.
You would
because the money you pull in from that is going to trump everything else.
Vince would have been too butthurt at the time, and he'd been like, oh.
Vince would have
because he didn't have the money at the time.
Right.
He wouldn't have the money to sue him.
Yeah, Vince would have freaked out. Vince would have probably thrown something.
And to borrow a phrase, Dollars to Donuts says he fires DX that night.
Yeah, because they did what they were probably told not to do.
Right.
But
they open the door, you don't go in. Right.
But imagine if he'd have done that with the Bullet Club.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Big
And
They
difference.
wouldn't have this all-in thing right now. They'd been like,
we
come
don't-
on indoors.
Well,
And here's the thing: we don't, and this is the kicker that we don't know right now is what could very well be ready and in the can. We don't know if, because we joke about it, but we really don't know if there's any kind of partnership at all. Because it could have, you imagine, I mean, the Bullet Club comes in the door. I mean, that's money automatically, and you don't even have to have them on TV again.
No, I would have them
They
in the middle of the
come
ring,
in,
super kick, Fandango, and Breezango. I would have
I
them super kick those two.
I would have them come.
Bam.
I would have them march Cody.
Yeah,
Cody's music hits.
I'm holding
Cody
the show
comes
hostage.
out along with the Bullet Club,
Yeah,
and the only thing Cody has to do is dump Gold Dust or
Yeah.
some stupid crap like that.
right.
And then he can get dumped, or he can say, you know what, I'm out of here. And he can take his butt right on up there, and the Bullet Club explodes again. Vince's wallet explodes again, because if he reaches an agreement where he can throw a WWE sticker
Yeah.
on something Bullet Club related, boom,
The
there
night,
goes your merch.
the night Vince conquered the Elite. Bam, T-shirts.
I think the Bullet Club coming into WWE, getting to the ring, and essentially allowing them, give them a full 15-minute segment of holding the show hostage.
Mm-hmm.
Goldust is in the ring, maybe even against R-Truth at that night. They dump Goldust and Truth, and they hold it hostage. Finally, order is restored. You've got your Bullet Club moment on Raw that you can have for the rest of time.
You have Balor stare
Yeah.
down Cody.
Yes.
No, yeah, but I wouldn't have
You can
Balor.
do that.
I would have them join.
Or yeah, you have them
Because
in the
you've
club
been
come down.
saying they're Bullet Club
Right.
in all these little vignettes and promos. They're Bullet Club. They started Bullet Club. They were part of Bullet Club. Members of Bullet. They'll say Bullet Club every other word. So you put them with the Bullet Club, and you let them too sweet and all that stuff.
Right.
And there you go.
Because, I mean, if it's only 15 minutes, it doesn't really matter what you do. You give them a segment, and then if you never bring them back, you've still got it in the can. It's still your history now that you had the Bullet Club on your team.
I don't care what anybody says about the Bullet Club. I don't know if I would necessarily want to see that, because I would like to see them stay separate from the WWE.
Yeah, on the fringe.
Right, but if you're going to do it, I know I would be watching. But listen to what I'm saying here, Vince, Triple H. You want to just throw your ratings into the atmosphere that you haven't been to in a long time? Have them come out as soon as one of the music hits, Bullet Club. Every swinging wiener in that place with a cell phone is going to pick it up,
Click, 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 click.
not
Yep.
just click.
All the Twitters.
Oh my God, the Bullet Club's at Raw.
Yeah.
And as soon as those billion tweets go out, everybody at home
Yeah.
is going to say,
Changing the channel.
Stick.
Yep.
and it's going to be just like when they said, oh my God,
They
Mick
put Mick
Foley
Foley wins
wins
the
the
title.
title. What a loser. Or whatever it was.
Right.
You know? And
Oh.
every one of us said, get out of here.
And we all
Click,
changed the
click.
channel.
And we all changed the channel. Right. All right, so moving on.
All right, so we go through that one, and we are at the top of the hour break. Let's go ahead and do our top of the hour break. We'll finish off the countdown and talk about Mixed Match Challenge as we head in towards the
Can't count us
last
down.
hour of the show. Hey,
Please count us down.
stick with us right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, prowrestlingradio.net. We'll be right back with you. And we're back right here on Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio. Oh my goodness, hour one is done and hour two is here. Whew. Talk about the top 25 moments in Raw history. Left off at number
12.
12. So we're going from 11 to the top. By the way, Brian, there's Chase Owens.
That's it. Yeah, I can see Chase.
All right. So we left off. We were kind of talking about what would happen if when DX, of course, invaded WCW. Number 11, Brock Lesnar returns April 2nd of 2012. Not after WrestleMania. It's always a big, big night for Monday Night Raw. Yes, big moment. Top 25? No. Top 50? Yes.
Oh, I could see top 25. I don't see 11, but I could see 25.
What do you think, Rob?
Because didn't he destroy Cena that
Yes,
night?
he beat the crap out of him that night.
I think they're just looking for stuff. Because Brock's going to be there, Cena's going to be there. That's what that's for.
Now, number 10, just to read the title of it, you wouldn't think it belongs there. But when you hear the time frame and what actually happened there, I kind of agree it's a big moment. Draft lottery, June 6, 2005.
No.
When John Cena is drafted to Raw.
No.
Wow.
That draft lottery is bull crap. And it never works. I think this is what the longest.
This is the well, no, the last brand extension did last for a good while.
But you've already had John Cena being granted permission to be a brand hopper.
Free agent.
He can go wherever he wants.
Right.
You've already had The Miz go back and forth. You've already switched other people. So it's like,
Yeah, why do you have it?
you know, there should be stipulations. You're like, hey, if you lose tonight, you're going to SmackDown. You know?
Wow.
I just, to me, it's a failed gimmick, and I don't think it deserves top 25 moments. Especially if you look at, I know Cena's popular, and it's either popular to boo him or popular to cheer him. Cena's over, popular, big guy, on the pecking order. But him just switching the brand, to me, is not popular. Or should not be 25.
Number 9, and I think this one belongs higher on the list. The night we were talking about a little bit earlier, Mankind wins the WWE title January 4th, 1999.
Oh, yes. Top 5.
Yeah.
Because that's what ultimately helps you win
The Monday Night
the
War.
Monday Night
And
War.
again, it should be stacked right there.
Mhm.
You know?
Number 8, this is where it says the women's revolution truly began. The very first time the women main evented on Monday Night Raw, Trish Stratus defending the women's championship against Lita, December 6th, 2004. It's a pretty high spot for this moment.
What is it?
It's the very first time that women...
No, what number?
Number 8.
I think it should be top 5.
Okay.
I won't go 5, I'll go 10.
Belongs in top 10, not top 5. Rob says top 5. I'll say top 25, but I don't know about top 10. Because of the fact that... Maybe it's just at the time, it just didn't strike me as a big moment, but I didn't really realize it at that moment.
Well, I don't think
But
they
what they're
realized
doing.
at that moment.
Well, to me, the other thing
Yeah.
is, too, they're saying it sparks the women's revolution. That's not true, because you went for about, how many years?
Almost a decade where they
Divas.
buried them.
Right, before you actually start and revolutionize.
What did we
the
start this revolution with? Like, kindling?
Or the little wood pellets that
I mean, were
burn
we
forever.
starting with the little plastic army men?
You know,
like-
those take forever to burn.
I mean, Jesus.
Ask that crazy kid down the street with the magnifying glass. He knows.
Yeah, that's just history talking. His story. That this 10 years ago.
His story.
Yeah. That
What
this
started the
sparked it.
modern revolution was NXT.
Yes.
Because until NXT caught fire, and those women, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Paige, those made it,
Mm-hmm.
the main roster didn't pay attention.
Well,
Because they had the pretty little Bellas and all them people that could barely wrestle. And
I'm not going to agree with that one. But because I think Beth Phoenix, who then goes into Natty,
Oh, yeah.
who then goes into like Paige, there are main event, there are talent
AJ Lee.
on the main roster, but they just get overshadowed by the Bellas.
Yeah.
well, the main
Okay,
roster
so
didn't pay attention. They didn't get
Right.
their mindset flipped
Right.
until they're like, wait a minute.
Right.
It wasn't, I mean,
Because
really
the
wasn't
audience
until...
wasn't paying attention to anybody like that. They weren't paying attention to Natty.
Right.
Right.
They were buying the Bella stuff.
And it really wasn't until the Twitter movement, the Give Divas a Chance movement, that happened just before those ladies get called up from NXT.
And nothing says diva louder than Lay Cool, which was a complete and utter ripoff
Of the
of
beautiful
the beautiful people.
Right.
However, the beautiful people could wrestle, whereas Lay Cool could not.
And y'all,
Layla,
if you go
very
look at
good.
if you go look at Impact's female roster, and you stack it up against them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. I'm not saying
No,
they
no,
were
no.
better. No. What I am going to say, though, that I think Layla was very capable.
Yes.
Layla.
Michelle McCool, I thought, was all right.
Yeah.
But, no, she was not better than Impact.
I think
Roster.
she rose to a certain level because
Maybe because Layla was there. Or maybe because of her... I see what you're putting in there, guys.
Guys, and you have to remember, there's one little thing that says it all.
Talent is not sexually transmitted.
is that AJ?
Yeah, that was AJ talking to the Bellas. All right, number 7. The Architect destroys the Shield, June 2nd, 2014.
Shouldn't even be on the list.
Big moment. I don't know if it's top 25.
What number are we at?
This is number
7?
7. And the next one, I can't wait to hear your responses to.
Rob, number 7.
Number 7.
Rollins
Architect
turns on the
Shield.
Shield.
Yeah. All right. You'll love this one. Number 6. It's Roman's Yard now. April 3rd, 2017.
Next.
Rob just started. All right, the next one.
Nowhere during that last incessant rambling did you ever scratch the surface of a relevant thing to be in the top 25. Our listeners are now dumber for listening to you. We award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Number 5. Mr. McMahon catches his first stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin, September 22nd, 1997, in Madison Square Garden.
I will give you that one.
Yeah, that's a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Jericho's WWE debut. August 9th, 1999.
Top 10, not top 5.
Top 25 for me. It was big. It was good.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it's that low.
This one...
What number?
I mean,
4.
I would put AJ's debut, but he debuted at Rumble, never mind.
Yeah. This next one puzzles me because while it was a big moment, I don't know that it belongs anywhere on this list. Occupy Raw. Daniel Bryan's fans storm the ring, March 10th, 2014. Now, in the story, this is on the road to WrestleMania. This is what finally turns the tide and gets Daniel Bryan his match against Triple H and an opportunity, if he beats Triple H, to get into the main event at WrestleMania 30. Helps along the story, but I don't know that this is even top 25 or even top 50 worthy.
No for me. I'm not even on this list.
This next one surprises me completely just because of what's been happening in the past few years. Number 2, CM Punk's Pipe Bomb promo, June 27, 2011.
I would say yes. I think that's probably at the right spot.
Mm-hmm. I think it is one of the best moments of Raw from what Triple H called the reality era, because when CM Punk dropped that pipe bomb,
Hi, Colt.
Everybody's jaw dropped. It didn't matter if you were a first-time viewer or a long-time viewer, your jaw was on the floor because you couldn't believe everything this guy said.
Right. And I think that was well written.
Yes.
And it was the perfect individual to say it.
Yep.
And that's what makes it great. Because it was like, it's perfect. You don't got to do nothing else to it.
God, I wish he'd come back. May not ever happen. We can all wish. Now,
I want AJ to come back.
AJ Lee, yeah, with her and Sasha, Bailey, all of them.
Can you imagine her in the mix?
Her and Alexa. Yes, wrestling gods, hear us, please. All right, number 1. March 22nd, 1999. Austin's Beer Truck.
No, not number 1.
Not number 1.
And
to me, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
To me, number 1 should be Vince buying WCW. Ending that. All right?
That's a valid argument.
I think that should be number 1. Austin and the Beer Truck should be top 5 right there with the bedpan to the head and all that.
Mr. Soccer.
You know, but, I think your top moment should be the time you conquered the competition.
That's not a bad point.
You know, that should be, hey, Raw's top moment, we outlived these people. Why did we outlive them? Because I bought them and shut them down.
Wow.
That's
a good point.
Yeah. For me,
I don't have many.
For me, and
Thank
I
you, Mr.
know
Roberts, I appreciate it.
I know what happens at the end of the night, but for me, when Jericho defeats Triple H
Oh, yeah.
for the world title, and I can remember specifically when the ref counts 3 and Triple H doesn't kick out, a group of individuals
Who may or may
literally-
not be in this room,
Right.
currently speaking.
literally jump
Yes.
from a seated position and are like cheering this. And again, I know what happens after.
And quickly hushed because somebody was trying to go to sleep.
I do remember that as well.
But for just a moment, I'm just talking a moment, I would put that up there. I mean, I think we're also forgetting the NWO's appearance,
Yep.
Hogan.
Hogan and The Rock. Face to face, the moment where the crowd basically turned Rock heel and Hogan
Well, no,
face
that
him.
was WrestleMania.
Well, but it started at Raw.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. The NWO coming to Raw
Yeah.
should have been on there. I mean, there's all types of.
First time Eddie Guerrero was on Raw.
Oh, the Radicals. Did they
yeah.
show up at Raw?
Well, you're not going to see any of that stuff because of Benoit and the moratorium on Benoit, and that's never getting lifted.
But
Latino
you
Heat.
could have mentioned
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero showing up.
Yeah.
Come on, mommy.
Wait, what?
Um, some of the DX stuff they did. You know, there's all types of better moments than
Yeah.
what the fans
The
supposedly
DX parody of the nation. I mean, that was probably one of the funniest parodies ever.
I look like a damn aardvark.
Look how big my damn nose is!
That was a great one.
Yeah.
I look like a world champ.
I would even take.
I'm not a nugget!
I would even take the Austin Pillman
Oh,
in
well,
the house.
that's a huge moment for the Attitude Era because that kind of kicks it off. That's a good point. I mean, that actually is a good point. How about the times that Triple H got the DX flashers, all the chicks that we used to flash the camera? I mean, at least that gets an honorable mention because that's something that nobody was doing. Or how about Sable's top getting torn off?
No, I'm not buying. I wouldn't put that up in the top 25. I wouldn't even put him in the top 50. But some of the antics.
I mean, you look at it.
Didn't
Yeah.
Sable beat Mero on Raw?
Yes, with the Sable Bomb.
Hey, WWE. Look, God, we just talked about historians. You know, here's 3 of us pulling crap out of our butt better than what you got.
Man. When you talk about lists, they're always up for debate. It's just like when you say top wrestler of all time, and there's always some are going to pick Flair, some are going to pick Brett, some would pick Hogan, some pick Austin, some pick Michaels.
It depends on what you watch.
Yeah. Right.
It's the genre you come through.
Some would say Inoki. Or, if you're measuring by including today, some would go ahead and say Angle or Okada. I mean,
And, hey, by the way, I think we're forgetting when somebody took his ball and went home.
hey, he lost his smile. That's a tough
Thanks,
moment.
Michaels.
That's a tough moment. Guy was sad. He was crying. I was crying.
Catching dogs, living together.
Mass hysteria.
Well, I mean, and you think about it, as a show like ours, and to be able to sit here and do the round table like we've done,
Yeah.
I don't think there's too many shows out there that have 3 people that have probably seen 25 years of Raw.
Pretty
to
well
be able
every
to
episode.
compare.
Yeah.
You know?
I can safely say I've seen every episode.
You know, so I mean,
I would say I've missed maybe 5 at the most. There were a
'Cause-
few Monday night games I went to that I missed it.
but you think about the people that are making the list are probably the interns or whatever from WWE that all they've seen is whatever they've been forced to fed on the network.
True.
Or how many people have come up as with John Cena as the only world champ they know.
Well, and that's the thing. Because WWE won the Monday Night War, they tell their version of wrestling
Right.
history.
Well, that he brings up John Cena. Cena never had any of these moments. Your biggest superstar you've ever created. Cena don't have any of these moments.
I mean, Cena was the draft lottery one.
But they had better
when he
moves
first
than
came
that.
along.
Somebody want to tell me what show, SmackDown maybe, Cena showed up to beat Angle? But Cena never beat anybody for a title on Raw?
What about the U.S. Open Challenge? It started on Raw.
Yeah, that's a good point. You've got you got a lot of moments where Cena and Triple H, Cena and Michael, Cena and Angle, Cena and Jericho. There's all of these
Edge.
different feuds. Yes, the live sex show with Edge and Lita, where Cena runs out. I mean, first off, the ratings on that was huge. And then when Cena rushes the ring to beat up Edge, he's in his underwear the whole time. And, I mean, hey, Lita. Do we really need to say it?
I think people get fired nowadays for talking
You
like
gotta be
that.
careful. Gotta be careful. I mean, I can't count how many times I get fired.
Oh, the Kiss My Ass Club. Wasn't that on Raw?
William Regal joining the Kiss My Ass Club. That was ridiculous.
Jim Ross joining the Kiss My Ass Club.
None of us could have ever imagined that would ever take place. And this is from a group of guys that watched Rikishi stick his ass in the face of everybody.
Flair's retirement.
Flair coming back in 2001 as the one who bought from the consortium to become part owner of WWE, or F at the time. Which starts the brand split.
Look at his retirement.
Yep.
The mat, and then what happens? Everybody comes out.
And that was like an hour-long segment.
Yes,
too.
It was crazy. So you got to do better than that, WWE.
Wait a minute, that one doesn't count because Ric Flair never officially retired.
Stop it!
Ric Flair has never retired.
Yeah, even I have to admit, he lost the match to Michaels.
Or Paige coming out.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Brian. Could you repeat that? He what?
I lost my smile.
Yes,
that night, I lost my
Yes,
smile.
you did.
What about Paige beating for the title?
Yes, the
first
night. Yep. That's
on Raw.
big
Bam.
Yeah, there are plenty more than this.
Successfully, there started the Divas Revolution. The Women's
Yes,
Revolution.
indeed.
You know,
the night what was it? The night that Vicky Guerrero shoved Stephanie McMahon into the mud and walked off.
That was pretty funny. I don't know. It was. You know what? That was a fitting send off for Vicky Guerrero.
Okay, here's the thing. That is one of the few times where Stephanie McMahon has actually gotten her comeuppance. Other than that, it very rarely ever happens.
The one thing about Stephanie that always bothers me is when she gets in the ring and just destroys everyone that she's opposite. So if it's Daniel Bryan when he was going through the Yes Movement, when it was Kurt Angle or Mick Foley, I mean, she just tears them.
But that's her character, though. We all have heard stories that she's not like that.
Well, no, yeah, right,
That's
exactly.
just the way her character's been built.
Right.
Because, listen, if I'm Vince, right, and I raise my daughter up in this business, and she's eventually going to be the heir apparent to my company,
right,
and take over, whereas Vince may be crazy little son of a gun, and I'll take dangerous risks, and Lord knows I'll run down to the ring and go to slide into it and break both my kneecaps.
Right.
So I come out in a wheelchair, and then I'll let somebody just keep wheeling me off the side of the thing.
Right.
I am definitely not going to put my daughter in that harm's way, no matter if she wants to or not. So what's the easiest way to do it? Oh, you're Cruella DeVille.
Right.
You're just mean as a snake. And, and I'll lay money. If you ask Stephanie, she'd probably do whatever needed to be done for business.
Oh, I'm sure.
However, I think that's her character, and they've just blown it out to water. Over the top.
Other moments that never really got consideration. Number one, and everybody else, Yahoo Sports, Bleacher Report, so many others, ESPN, some of their hosts on ESPN Radio, they've brought up the night they crucified Stone Cold, the ripoff of the old ECW bit. Go from there. Let's talk about the Black Wedding with Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, that was where Vince declared himself as the higher power, and you hear JR go, "Oh, son of a bitch!"
Yeah, but that was also the night where Paul Bearer, who was doing the performance, do you promise to take this woman, blah, 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 and her weaknesses, her breath, and I'm on the floor at that one.
Hey, there's also another big one, too. The night after Montreal with
where he's
Michael
making fun of Brett. Yeah, with the midget.
The little guy
he's coming up a little short on words. And that was, I think that was probably the most awkward time to be a wrestling fan. When you knew Brett just got the Raw end of that deal. And then if you're watching Raw that night, you're watching them celebrate this moment where Brett has been, by his own description in Wrestling with Shadows, shot in the head in front of his home crowd.
I still think there is something up that you would actually have this documentary take place.
Right.
Just happened.
And everything just falls apart.
There's a ton of people that say that it was all a work. Some people we know pretty well included. And I don't doubt it. But I remember at that moment when Survivor Series is over, and even though I'm like, cool, Michaels is champ. And then I realized, wow, that really happened with Brett. And it was just, it was crazy.
I still think if Brett would have won that WCW world title before he got hurt, he would have showed back up on Raw.
And he'd have dumped it.
And said, oh, here you go.
Because
this is for Medusa.
Yeah. Because of how they treated him through his entire WCW run, and they screwed him so hard.
And Vince would have covered the bill.
Oh, of course.
There's no doubt he'd have covered everything.
And here's the thing. With what happened with Brett at that moment. All right, so let's look at it from the perspective of it's all a shoot and Brett's totally screwed. Vince would have said, hey, it's all my fault. I'm so sorry. Welcome home. Because Brett, that whole time, gets screwed worse in WCW because he's put on the bench for over a year. When he comes back, they can't figure out if he's a good guy or bad guy, even though he was the hottest good guy coming out of that screw job. They put him with Hogan.
All right, so let's stop living the past.
Right. Let's look.
Rob, how do you say it? Miss Challenge. You want to try it again? Go on, you big guy. Do it again. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Mixed.
Back to you, Brian.
When in doubt. So the Mixed Match Challenge started last week.
Mixed Match Challenge.
I got a little bit of feedback from folks on Twitter when I made the comment that, hey, on Facebook Live, WWE has already outdrawn Impact ratings-wise. Because they had 113,000 people watching on Facebook Live for one match.
But I mean, that could just be the oddity of it. You know, they may not get those all the time.
But here's the thing. At the same time, with WWE supposedly being the top of the food chain, why is it only 113,000 when it should be almost 1 million?
It could be the time slot.
Too late in the night.
If I had to work the next day, I don't know if I'd watch it.
Okay.
I mean, I was off the next day, so I could afford the half hour or whatever it was to watch.
I mean, the match itself, we'll get into that. The point, though, is you're going to hear arguments from both sides of it. The thing I noticed the most, the fastest, was the match hadn't even started, and the numbers were firing through the roof.
Sure, everybody's logging in.
A huge moment.
Right.
And once the match starts, you got Balor and Banks against Nakamura and Natty. Way too early in the tournament, I think, for this matchup.
No.
With Nakamura and Balor.
Based off of, I think, the other tag teams you have.
You needed the big name to start?
Yeah, you have to eliminate. You have to show anything can happen. So why not put those two together? Because if you line up who with Alicia Fox and
Goldust,
if you put them against Balor and Banks, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's going to tune in.
Yeah, right. I mean, we are going to see that live in just a few short days when the Miz and Asuka take on
Big E and Carmella.
Right. So that should be a gimme, but you can't have 6 gimme matches. You have to throw one to the wolves and say, hey, you're going out in the first round. Thanks for playing.
They did something kind of different with this tournament that I didn't expect them to do. Each team was competing for their own individual charities. Thought that was pretty cool. With an idea of this it's a single elimination tournament, and then in week, I believe 11, there's a second chance of fan vote for a team that has lost and been eliminated to come back for another try.
Thank you. See how easy that works?
Wow. All right then. Moving on. What's next, Aaron? thoughts on the Mixed Match Challenge at this point? It's just started. First match is under your belt. What do you think?
I think it's fun, but I think it should be. I don't know. I don't know if it should be on Facebook Live. You know, I think it should be on the network or something. Just.
Is it?
I mean, I would much rather see that on Raw than Cruiserweights.
It is quickly getting to the point where 205 is almost just turn off the TV material.
Now it's kind of like you think about like who's going to last longer, 205 or Impact.
Who do you think is failing it worse? I know we've all pointed out the obvious with Enzo, but
it's not. It's the people behind it. It's not the wrestlers.
Mm-mm.
It's the placement of the product. It's the delivering of the product. And I've said the whole time, like, why do I need to tune in to 205 Live and watch the matches when I can see everything? It's the same thing they did before they had the brand split.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to watch SmackDown because you're going to tell me everything I watched on SmackDown. I don't need to watch your pay-per-view because you're going to rehash the whole thing on Monday. So why spend $40?
Yeah, why not just do it at Full Sail and tape it when you tape NXT?
And it'd be on network only. The only way you can see it. You don't see Enzo coming and cutting promos, you know, because then again, why is he not cutting promos on SmackDown when they follow SmackDown?
Right.
You know? Which,
again, we'll get to see on Tuesday night.
Yep.
Live.
And that's fine because I watched it already.
That's true. Rob did get to go before we did. Rob got to go when he was down.
But he doesn't get the Mismatch Challenge.
Mismatch Challenge.
Nope, I don't get the Mismatch Challenge. The Mismatch Challenge of wrestling history.
It's a good concept.
Shut up, nobody wants to hear you.
I don't think they're going to do... Thank you, Eddie. Jeez. I don't think they'll do it again next year. I think it's a one-off.
Mismatch Challenge.
I don't know.
Well said.
As this creeps on, the numbers may very well increase.
Oh, you think so?
I think they should open
very
it up.
well increase, especially when you get Nakamura, or not Nakamura, Balor, Banks, Miz, Asuka.
Oh, yeah.
And that could very easily be your
finals.
Or not just your finals. That could, I don't know the brackets, but that could be, when you hit the next round.
Because
that could be the first match.
Because your first round right now is SmackDown versus Raw, SmackDown versus Raw.
Right.
But, I mean, if all Raw teams win,
right,
which they could do, yeah. Although, I don't see Alicia Fox and Goldust coming past the first round.
No.
They could be fighting Perry Saturn and Moppy, and I still don't see them.
Well, I think that was the most awkward announcement. Goldust there putting his face paint on, and all of a sudden she's like,
"Oh,
hey, I'm back."
Run. Elias and Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey's got to look at people like, who did I piss off?
That's an interesting report that's out there. Apparently, WWE has given up.
Apparently, she is all short on the leash that she's going to be soon unemployed, is what I hear.
That's crazy to me.
Again, they don't listen. I don't know why y'all think it's crazy. We've only preached it pretty much from day one.
See, I think you're going to see the Mixed Match Challenge. The Mixed Match
Challenge.
I don't know why. You'll see it next year expanded to NXT.
That could be
brand
cool.
versus brand versus brand.
I almost wouldn't be shocked if somewhere along the way you really get to see a mixed match.
Like title?
No. As in Nia Jax
like Lucha
grabs a male and they actually run through a little bit.
Some of that I think we will see it. I think we'll see it in this tournament. I think it'll happen because of with Nia, it's obvious. Like the person that gets in the ring opposite Nia, if she's not, I'm not leaving the ring.
Right.
All right. You go at it.
I mean, you could take like Nia and get her pissed off.
Yeah.
And then she just grabs the guy.
Right.
And yanks him into the ring. And she could pull it off.
Honestly, I could see her and Elias going toe-to-toe.
Mm-hmm.
I could see her and Bobby Roode. Mm-hmm. Bobby Roode would work perfectly in that.
Yeah. Finn Balor, I think, would be perfect.
Yeah.
So, I think I wouldn't be shocked if somewhere along the way it doesn't happen.
I could see her squash and pin Sami Zayn.
What?
I don't know about.
I bet you he does. Or she does.
I don't know about squashing him. So I think Sammy.
Maybe AJ's out in the ringside, distracts him, and then she avalanches him into the corner. And
that would be interesting.
You know,
it's almost a shame they didn't put that before the Rumble.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I like to see Asuka and the Miz.
Asuka! Maybe that's it. Maybe if the Miz and Asuka lose, how is it Nia Jax pins the Miz and not Asuka?
That could work.
Yeah, yeah. And the Miz would do it.
The Miz will do whatever.
He would lose none. So, all right, what's next?
But if you down the road make, a women only show, like they're rumbling, then you could have that show pair with 205 Live and have the 4 brands go against each other next year. So
I don't know the matches. I'm embarrassed. I don't know the matches for NXT TakeOver at Philly for next weekend. I know that Authors of Pain are challenging for the titles. At least I think that's what they're doing. But
they're going against Riley and Fish.
What
is Cole getting a title shot?
Andrea is fighting somebody.
Or you got a computer phone? Look it up. Come on, man! Get your damn. Thought you were a journalist.
Take over, Philly. Help me, Google. You're my only hope.
I wouldn't be shocked if when the tag team title match is over and done.
Oh, it's Gargano and Andrade. My bad.
I wouldn't be shocked though if War Machine shows up. Like they waste no time with War Machine and be like, boom, here you are.
Makes sense. Undisputed Era defending the titles against Authors of Pain. Ember Moon defending against Shayna Baszler. I think Baszler takes the title.
I think Baszler takes the title too.
Aleister Black and Adam Cole. This match is going to be awesome. Extreme Rules. And in NXT, they'll do it right. Andrade Cien Almas defending the NXT title against Johnny Gargano.
What I've heard is people are saying that it's a good chance that Ciampa comes back.
Yep.
Costs him Gargano the chance. Or let Gargano beat him and Ciampa dropping. So then you have a title in that mix of that feud.
That could be good.
I think with all of the losses Gargano has had, leading up to him finally becoming number 1 contender, it makes better sense for him to win the title and then feud with Ciampa for the belt. The thing is, I still think that they're trying to get Adam Cole into that title before they call him up.
I don't think so. I think he will get...
I think he's in the Rumble.
Yeah, I would not be shocked if all 3 of them are in the Rumble after they lose the title and they don't go back. Mm-hmm. They stay on the main roster.
So we go from TakeOver Philly to Royal Rumble, and it's time for Corner to Corner to do our Royal Rumble predictions. Cruiserweight Championship is on the line as Enzo Amore defends against Cedric Alexander. Now, Cedric had a shot on Raw, won by countout because Enzo turned his ankle. They stretched it out, most likely because Enzo was still sick. I think this is where Cedric wins the title.
I agree.
Rob?
Yep.
Moving on. SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I think this could be a sleeper to be match of the night. The Usos defending against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Champ change, because Usos is in trouble.
Yeah, and it would have been too soon to do it this past Tuesday. If you follow any of the dirt sheets...
Well, he didn't get the DUI until after it.
No, he got it before.
Yeah, he got it Monday night. Or Tuesday.
One of the Usos, I believe it was Jay, got a DUI. WWE doesn't handle that stuff real well. They're going to punish him for about a month, I would say, and then he'll be fine.
Especially a champion.
Yeah.
That's probably...
All right. On the Raw side, Raw Tag Team Champion Seth Rollins and a still injured Jason Jordan, and I do not know what the injury is, defending the titles against The Bar. I think
Why The Bar again?
I don't think The Bar wins. I think they retain the title.
Really?
Yeah. It's all to elevate Jordan.
I can see that work. working out, and I can also see that when they finally lose the titles, it's going to be somebody we don't expect.
Why not? Why should it? Why is it not the Club versus Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins?
Because it's not there yet.
Yeah, I think
not
it's just.
there yet.
I think they're still priming that, and I think they were caught off guard with how hot the crowd was when the Club was finally together.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's too. There's no build yet. They'll build it, and Balor will be full blown heel when it happens.
And I think that actually, honestly, I think what we're seeing right now with the face run is just a teaser for after WrestleMania when it becomes heel turn.
Right.
And then I think we see a whole different...
Because Balor has yet to go back for his Universal title. And that will occur after Mania. Yeah, when it changes and Roman gets it.
Yeah, because, it's easy, and honestly, by that point, you've done everything. Everything short of having Roman become Superman, literally.
Oh,
that you can.
That would be funny.
That's why I can't take the chest protector off because it's holding his cape in.
There you go.
Like the dog in Strange Brew, he takes it off and the cape unfurls.
Super Roman.
But it's gold sequins.
No, actually, it's holding his press statement against Richard Rodriguez and Wellness Fitness Nutrition.
Awkward steroid report. Awkward. Whereas he would say #fake news.
But he should be gone too.
It's from his 2016 suspension.
Yeah, it's like Randy Orton. We know he's had issues. To me, it's not a surprise. Really? I mean, now if it happened to Randy today, it would be a surprise. But when it was happening to Randy, we knew there were issues, and
Next up, handicap match for the WWE title. AJ Styles defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, the way they're presenting this on SmackDown is if Owens and Zayn win, they would be co-champions. As much as I think that'd be funny to watch, I think actually AJ retains.
I do too. I think AJ keeps it to WrestleMania.
I like to see AJ retain, and then for some way it becomes him and Daniel Bryan.
Well, yeah, but we'll get to that.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We got a hot build-up for you, kid. The first ever women... no, you're older than me. I'm sorry.
Call it Grand King in the ditch.
First ever women's Royal Rumble. 30 women in a Royal Rumble matchup for an opportunity at the Women's Championship at WrestleMania 34. Wow. Hard to call, hard to predict.
Asuka.
Brian says Asuka?
I won't say Asuka. Because she's going to be...
Wait, does she have the title shot that night?
As of right now, this is the matches on the card, so there's no women's title matches on there.
Asuka.
Charlotte Flair is not in the Rumble. We know that.
Didn't Alexa say she was in the Rumble?
I thought Alexa said she was in it.
So far, I've heard that she says she's in. I've heard the same stuff you guys...
my vote would be Alexa then.
That would be so cool. Because you could see her come out Monday. I got the night off at Mania. I'll see you guys in the celebrity box.
Yeah, and then you change it.
And then
much like the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
Wait a second here.
Because if Paige was still in it, Paige would have won.
I think you're right.
Unless they've got a feather in their hat that they're keeping of somebody they're bringing back.
Yeah.
That they have them win. Like an AJ Lee or somebody.
Oh, God. That would be a huge... In Philly, that would be a ridiculous reaction.
Yeah, but to me, the problem is which one would you put them against? Would be the ultimate problem.
It would depend on where you are by WrestleMania with Nia and with Asuka and Alexa.
Or do you have Nia win it, therefore it puts her and Alexa together?
Yeah, but to me, Nia doesn't need to win it because the way the story is going, you could easily make that match.
Or does that where Mickie James get her thing?
That makes sense to me. Becky Lynch winning makes sense to me because she's been shuffled so many times, and now she's going to finally get her number one contender spot. Her and Charlotte would be great at WrestleMania.
And Charlotte's not in a...
And there's still, I still have an inkling that maybe Naomi could do it.
Oh, it's probably Ronda Rousey.
Well, there's a lot of rumor about Ronda Rousey debuting at the Rumble.
It'd be a way to debut her and
keep her safe.
And save her.
Yeah. But I think much like when Batista won the Rumble, if Ronda wins in Philly, the crowd won't have it.
Mm.
And I love Ronda Rousey, but I just don't see it working. Triple threat match, Universal Championship. Kane, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar.
Brock.
I know it's going to be Brock, but I'd like to say Braun.
I would too.
I would like
Even if he just keeps it for a little while.
I wouldn't mind seeing
For a night.
Kane or Braun.
You know?
Kane or Braun winning.
Give Kane the belt.
thank
Braun
you.
beats him on Monday. Kane goes bye-bye.
And I think Kane he's an example of a guy that's been there for everything. Give him the belt. Give him a shot. Give him a couple weeks. Braun squashes him on a Raw. Doesn't squash him, but beats him. Hail and farewell. Thank you for everything, Kane. Welcome to the Hall of Fame at Wrestling.
If I can't beat you, I leave. Bye-bye.
Something like that, yeah. All right. The main event. And I think this will be the main event, although we were talking about it, I think, 2 weeks ago, that it could be the women's match that's the main event. If it's the
I think
women's,
it's the women's match.
if it's the women's that's the main event, I think you might be right. Scary as it sounds, I think it might be right, and Ronda Rousey wins it. But we'll go with the men's Royal Rumble, 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. Winner gets a shot at the World Championship or Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Eddie.
How do I say this? Oh, Eddie's going.
Let's let Eddie try.
All right, Eddie, go for it.
I heard him cough.
No, actually, that was a legit cough.
Oh, dang. All right, fine.
Then fine. Never mind. Bye-bye. Mute.
This is probably going to sound a little cliche. I think the winner.
He's a ding.
I think the winner of this Royal Rumble is finally going to be that surprise entrant.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like nobody's going to see this one coming.
No,
and it's not Omega or Okada. I'm not going that route this year.
Can I
simply
just
saying,
interject? Stop with the rumors of Okada, Omega, and blah blah blah.
What? No, I don't.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, what?
Not coming.
What?
I don't think so.
Yeah, but if you take your theory that the Bullet Club is fun to,
Well, that's true. That's true.
So, but yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not. Last year we went that route. I'm not going that route. But
Wow.
I'm saying it's a surprise entrant.
Eddie says he thinks Jericho wins, and then get this, challenges Omega for the U.S. title at Mania.
Oh
Let
my
me just
God.
tell you, the wrestling world would lose their collective ish if that ever happened.
Eddie Lane, I am losing my ish right now.
Right.
Just salivating
At the
that.
thought of that.
Right.
By the way,
Yeah!
escaping the one-winged angel to hit the code breaker, holy hell.
Giggity.
Rock. Giggity goo.
And I'm gonna. By the way, I'm gonna say who my surprise entrant is here in a second, but I'm gonna let everybody else go first.
Rob,
What are we talking about?
winner of the Rumble.
The male.
The male winner of the Rumble,
Barry Darso. No, I'm just kidding.
Shinsuke.
Nakamura. I like that pick. I do like that pick, but I have to agree with Brian. And the more I read, I can't believe it because it's probably going to break my heart. But as of today, I read a report that Vegas odds have him as a 4-1 favorite to surprise entry, win the Rumble, Daniel Bryan.
You went too fast. I was gonna prime it.
Ah, damn it.
Yes.
I got to
Yes.
tell you,
I think
Yes.
they should do it and do it right this time.
I could honestly see him at
Have him
number...
dump Shane and then end up standing there and being like, I guess I'm in this thing.
No, it'll happen. It'll SmackDown. It'll go off the air with exactly what you say.
Oh, you're in? Well,
Guess
no,
what, Shane? Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
in the Rumble.
No, I'm in. And oh, by the way, I'll go 1. And then he'll run the table.
I think he comes in number 30. I think we go through everything, and we're all disappointed by the time 30 comes because somebody's going to go, it's probably the Big Show or something. And then you hear Flight of the Valkyrie hit, and that, first off, Philly will lose their minds.
Yeah, but that's why, to me, he's a surprise. As in today,
Right.
he's not in it.
Right.
But by Tuesday, everybody knows.
Oh, I wouldn't announce it Tuesday.
If you want to drive your ratings
Mm-hmm.
through the roof,
Buy rate,
if you want to push the female, you surprise them Tuesday by saying, "Oh, by the way, Shane, I've been cleared, and I'm going to join you in the Rumble,
now,
and I'll do you one better. I'll start at 1."
The way I do it is you have Shane in the ring as it's winding down, because the whole
Wait, hold on. Just could you imagine being in DC at SmackDown as Daniel Bryan announces?
yes, yes. Oh, yes,
Rob,
yes, I can imagine it. I mean,
Did you get a yes chant at your SmackDown?
yes, I did.
One that explosive?
I mean,
Probably
we,
not.
we
It's
may
okay,
see
Rob.
the.
I know Bagger Richards is in play right now, and you feel like you've been smacked with him.
I mean, the Capital One Arena, I think, is what it's called now. I think it would explode.
Yeah, you would. The cops outside would be like,
What the
hell just happened?
No, they're not. It's a government shutdown. They're not.
No, DC says they're staying open. DC said, unlike last time, we're staying open.
By the time we get there, they could be closed.
They'd be like,
We
you
don't
know
know.
what? We're done. Shit, we're out of here.
And there goes rule number 1. Oh, well. We don't talk politics.
But the way I say it is, your SmackDown's winding down Tuesday night. Shane's in the ring. He's so fed up with the Kevin Owens and them because they're like, oh, you know what? If we don't win, we'll just get in the Rumble.
And then he says,
And then he's like, well, you know what? I'm getting in the Rumble.
Right.
And the way they end it is as he's saying, I'm in the Rumble. I'm going to control this. You can't do nothing. I'm in charge. Da, da, da. I'm in the Rumble, blah, blah. Daniel Bryan's at the other end of the ring. He doesn't say anything, but the camera catches him like,
Okay.
and then they fade out.
That's a decent tease.
He's doing the look. So then everybody at home's like, and everybody there, because you're going to see it, but wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't announce it, because I think you get a better pop is if Shane's music hits, and then a few minutes later, Daniel's hits.
Yeah, but I think in this situation alone,
I've got to think of something to help you, Shane.
It doesn't
right. To save you from yourself, Shane.
It doesn't matter.
Doing this
whether,
for you.
It doesn't matter whether they know he's coming or if it's the music. The building is going to explode no matter what. So why hold it for him? People are going to sign up for the network. They may buy the women's Rumble and be signing up for. Oh, and guess who's making his return that night?
Right.
Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble. There it is. WWE Network, right where they wanted to be.
Reports right now are saying that Daniel Bryan refused to re-sign with WWE, whose contract ends in September. So if I'm Daniel Bryan and I'm able to convince the higher-ups, I'm almost done. Give me one last run and I'll be done. They say, fine, but you got to sign this and you're here until you're officially gone. And he says, okay, that's when we find out. And we will find out on Sunday. That's what I think it happens. We find out in reports Sunday afternoon. Breaking news, WWE.com. Daniel Bryan cleared. That's all we hear. And then the Rumble hits, his music plays, and the Wells Fargo blah, blah, blah.
I don't think you hear that. Like, if you go with what Brian's saying, you could have Raw, SmackDown closing.
Right.
And him going, I'm going to be in it. And then Daniel Bryan's like, well, you know what? If you can be in it, I'm in it. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Or he gets tricked into it by the yep move.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
You know, yep. Oh,
What have you
Daniel
just
Bryan's
done?
going to be in the Rumble? Yep. Oh, wait a second.
What'd I do?
What'd I do? Right?
Or let's say he's not cleared. What's to stop Daniel Bryan from on Tuesday night? You know what? I'm in the Rumble. Live mic. You can't cut him off. And now you've got the biggest name in sports entertainment.
He's fired by the time the camera's cut off.
You think so? You don't think
you don't think
would run
Vince
with it?
McMahon can't stop a live mic if he wants to?
All he has to say
we
is,
saw
I'm
it
in
the other night.
You're right.
Kill it.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna kill it. You won't hear Royal Rumble.
Right.
You won't hear none of it.
Wow.
And how do you know this whole him not being cleared hasn't been at work from the get-go?
Right.
Just to give him time to be at home because magically,
Marriage,
as he's
kid.
not cleared, his wife and him have a baby.
And, listen,
and he stays home, he does all that, but he still stays out, he stays active.
And there are reports that the only ones that aren't clearing him are the WWE doctors.
Right.
And there are reports that he has plans to go other places.
I mean, I know that they would not want him to leave.
No, you
Because
think
he's
Cody
too
Rhodes
much
is
money.
big?
Yeah, exactly.
You let Daniel Bryan go.
And you find out he's actually healthy and goes to Japan?
Yeah.
That hurts.
And
That's
you
a
talk
huge
about
kick in
taking the
nuts.
Bullet Club to a new level.
Oh, yeah.
You know that's the first place they go.
Of course.
Just like Jericho. I'll lay money in the long run. Jericho puts on the black and white
Oh, yeah.
and becomes Bullet Club.
I could
Alpha
see
Club.
I could see when either Cody or Omega is overturned as the leader, Jericho is the one that overturned it.
Right.
Because, I mean, it just makes good sense.
Right.
Even if they stay in New Japan, it makes sense because it's a good feud. Well, there you go, guys. I mean, geez, we got so much to cover. I mean, there's a lot of things still going on outside
Batista wins Rumble.
Boo! Bautista! Bautista! And then at number 30, it's Rey Mysterio. Shoot him now.
Mae Young at 27.
Can't do that.
You can't do it. Yeah.
Says who?
Come on, man. That's some class. Can't do it.
Mil Mortis.
Mil Muertes. Oh my
Although-
God. I would mark right out if Mil Muertes debuts at the Rumble.
You know, though, if you think about it, though,
No miedo.
and maybe over the age of 18,
Man, young.
Maybe the body has grown into it.
Oh my God.
you got a lot of other little legacies floating around. Why not the hand?
That'll be how Ricochet debuts.
The hand.
He's the body of
Oh
the
my
hand.
God! I swear to God. And that happens the next time I see you, I'm punching you right in your face.
In the news today, Stan Grove punched in throat.
All right, so real quick though,
They had the picture of the hand on the thing.
Oh, that's so nasty.
real quick, War Machine has been signed.
Yes.
EC3 has been signed.
Yes.
Candice LeRae. I'm missing Ricochet. I'm sure there's a few more on the works.
Here's what we've heard so far that we've been able to confirm before we close out. EC3 left Impact. Dixie Carter tweets that same day, "Hey, congratulations to my nephew EC3. Good luck in your future endeavors." She includes Impact and WWE's official Twitter account in the tweet. Then EC3 is later seen and has cleared with physicals and medical, so now it's just a matter of him working out a deal. I promise you, folks, even if he's not at the Rumble, he'll be at SmackDown or Raw.
You don't pass physical medical without having a deal.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
the deal's done.
You know, like,
Yeah.
War Machine has taken pictures from the Performance Center.
War Machine, Candice LeRae, and Ricochet, all confirmed by WWE.com. Would not be surprised to see any of them debut at the Rumble. Whether it's Candice,
Storm.
James Storm is another good surprise.
That could be a good surprise entrant. EC3 could be
Yes.
another one that may be why
James
they haven't
Storm.
said him.
Lashley.
Bobby Roode.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. And the plot thickens, as they say.
I still would have loved to have had James come. Bobby comes out, he's in the ring all by himself.
Beer!
As one, beer! And here comes James Storm.
You know what?
The crowd would pop for that as well.
He comes in and hands Bobby a beer.
Yes.
And then Bobby throws him out.
He gets the beer, then Bobby as Bobby gets the beer, turns around, and James dumps it.
Well, because you remember when Bobby turned on James and
that's
smashed him
pretty
over the
much
head with a
what
beer
happened.
bottle,
Yeah.
It was how James
Just
did it.
turn it around, yeah.
That was my favorite tag team in TNA.
Yeah.
America's Most Wanted.
Beer,
money!
Beer! Money! And that little cart.
Yeah. The beer cart.
The
All right,
Boozer
Spence.
Cruiser.
The Boozer Cruiser.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those t-shirts so bad.
We could still get one. It will just say WWE on the label.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so let's go ahead and
About those.
head on out of Dodge. Catch up with us on social media. We'll do Brian first. Brian can be found at STRCP21 on Twitter and on Facebook at Brian Taylor. Rob?
Yep.
Rob's not on social media.
Rob Hefner on Facebook. Rob Hefner C2C on the Twitter. RDHUW on the Instagram. MySpace, Rob Hefner.
Bookface. I can be found on Twitter at Stan from Krypton. The show itself, C2C.
You've got to change your Twitter handle.
Not going to happen.
Stan from Krypton.
And it's 280 characters. If you can't fit it in there with what you got to say,
you got to come up with something.
Does that mean I changed mine?
Stan finally got a Cody Rhodes T-shirt.
Woo!
Oh, by the way, Corner to Corner is all in.
Woo! September 1st, all in. Tessa Blanchard's all in.
Yes.
XXL
is all in, baby. I think there's one or two others that are all in.
Yeah, there's. You know what? What we will do is when we do our show after the Rumble, we will definitely go over the official announcements of who's in for September 1st, because the Bucks and Cody Rhodes have a huge event planned, seating. They're expecting over 10,000 fans, so we got a lot to talk about. So the show can be found C2C Radio Show on Twitter, Corner to Corner Show on Facebook, cornertocornerwrestling.com for the website, and then, of course, cornertocornerradio@gmail.com. Don't forget, we will be back next week doing it all right here on Live for You, and we will see you next time on Corner to Corner
At the Rumble
Wrestling Radio. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yes,